The show opens with a roaring crowd as pyro explodes in the Renegade Wrestling Arena. The camera pans across fans holding up signs like "The Club Owns Riot" and "Austin Fears Jarrett" before cutting to the announce desk. Welcome everyone to Riot, the fallout from an unforgettable Revolution X. I'm Devin, and folks, we're still reeling from everything that went down this past Saturday. Titles changed hands, rivalries erupted, and the landscape of Renegade Wrestling may never be the same again. Clips from Revolution X roll on screen. Let's talk about the highlights. First, the Outsiders capture the National Tag Team Championships in a grueling battle with Thunder Juice, solidifying the club as the dominant faction here in Renegade Wrestling. And how about the new national champion? Triple H took the gold after a controversial assist from Shawn Michaels, leaving the club holding nothing but gold at the end of the night. The screen cuts to a brief highlight of Kane pinning Mankind. And what about the war between Kane and Mankind? The Big Red Machine came out on top, but Paul Bearer made it clear that this rivalry is far from over. The final highlights show Jeff Jarrett hitting the stroke on Austin before fading to Austin holding the World Championship high. In the main event, Stone Cold Steve Austin retained his World Championship against Jeff Jarrett, but not without some help from Paul Heyman. Jarrett vows this isn't over, and the question remains, how will Austin handle the growing resistance? The screen returns to the desk. Tonight, the action's rolling in. In a clash of young talent, Randy Orton steps in the ring with Bobby Roode. Plus, after their controversial finish a few weeks back, the APA looks to settle the score with America's Most Wanted in a tag team slugfest. In our main event is a rematch for the National Championship as Shelton Benjamin gets his shot at revenge against Triple H, locked inside a steel cage. You don't want to miss a second of this action-packed night on Riot. Crowd erupts into jeers. The Renegade World Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin marches through the ring, flanked by the Dangerous Alliance, Paul Heyman, Arn Anderson, Finlay, and the APA. With the world title slung over his shoulder, Austin grabs a beer from the ringside attendant, cracks it open, and takes a swig before rolling into the ring. The Dangerous Alliance follows, looking smug as they gather around a table adorned with bottles and cigars. Here we go, folks. The Dangerous Alliance is out here to celebrate Steve Austin's successful title defense against Jeff Jarrett at Revolution X. But let's not forget how controversial that win was, with Austin bending every rule in the book to walk out as champion. Paul Heyman takes the mic and raises his arms to suffer the crowd's reaction, his trademark grin firmly in place. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the greatest faction in the history of professional wrestling, the Dangerous Alliance. And at the helm of this unstoppable force is none other than the Renegade World Champion, the baddest man on the planet, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin steps forward, raising his title and a beer high as the crowd roars. Though the cheers are drowned out by the boos, he grabs the mic from Heyman and looks around the arena with a sneer. Let me make something crystal clear. Ain't a damn person in that locker room who's man enough to take this title off of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Jeff Jarrett, I stomped a mud hole in him and walked it dry. Owen Hart ain't even able to stand after what your boy did to him. And to anybody else thinking about stepping up, bring it on. I'll whip your ass just the same. Southern Justice, Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris, and James Storm step out on stage to a huge reaction. Jarrett looks livid as he marches toward the ring with a microphone in hand. Here comes Southern Justice. Jeff Jarrett is not in the mood to celebrate. After the way Austin won at Revolution X, I don't blame him. Jarrett climbs in the ring, staying toe-to-toe with Austin as the rest of Southern Justice backs him up. You think this is over, Austin? You think that you done something by cheating away that win at Revolution X? Let me tell you something, son. You're only standing here with that title because you're a little goblin over there. Jarrett motions towards Paul Heyman, who glares at him. The crowd cheers as Jarrett continues. You may have left me down, but I'm still standing, and I won't rest until I've taken that title off you and avenge my friend Owen. Heyman steps forward, laughing condescendingly into the mic. Oh, Jeff, how adorable. You think you deserve another shot? You lost, Jarrett. You're done. Your place is at the back of the line, right where you belong. And frankly, you're not even in the same league as the Dangerous Alliance. Suddenly, the Green Meanie appears on stage, drawing a massive pop from the crowd. Meanie bounces down to the ring, mic in hand, pointing at Austin. Wait a minute, it's the Green Meanie. What's he doing out here? Meanie rolls to the ring, standing between Jarrett and Austin as he raises his mic. Austin, you walk around here acting like you're untouchable, but all I see is a snake in the grass. You cheated Jeff, you disrespected these fans, and I've had enough of it. You think no one can beat you? Well, how about this? I challenge you for that title, and I'm going to beat you for Owen and for every single one of these fans. The crowd explodes as Meanie stands defiantly in front of Austin, who raises his eyebrow and looks to Heyman. Heyman bursts into laughter, nearly doubled over in amusement. You think you could challenge Steve Austin? Meanie, you're not even in the same galaxy as the Dangerous Alliance, let alone the same league. The crowd erupts as Jim Cornette, the Renegade Wrestling Commissioner, storms out on the stage with a microphone in hand. Here comes Commissioner Cornette. Things are about to get under control, at least I hope. Cornette marches to the ring looking furious as he waves his tennis racket in the air to demand everyone's attention. Alright, that's enough. Cut it out now. The crowd cheers as Cornette steps in the ring, standing between the factions. Y'all can yell at each other until you're blue in the face, but this ain't the time or the place for this nonsense. Let me remind you all, this is my show, and I'll be damned if I let you turn into a circus. Cornette points at Meanie. Meanie, you want a shot at Austin? Fine, but you're not just going to get handed one. Tonight you're going to face Arn Anderson, one-on-one. If you can somehow beat the Enforcer, then next week, right here on Riot, you'll get your shot against Stone Cold Steve Austin. The crowd erupts and Meanie nods determination while Anderson smirks confidently. Now, as for all this mess about Southern Justice and Dangerous Alliance, we're selling some of it right now. Up next is going to be the APA versus America's Most Wanted. Cornette glares at both teams. But I'm warning you, if you think about wrecking my show, you're going to regret it. Now get ready for that match, and let's keep this damn show rolling. Cornette making it official. The Green Meanie faces Arn Anderson tonight with huge implications for next week's Riot. And right now, we're about to see two of the toughest teams in Renegade Wrestling collide. APA versus America's Most Wanted. We come back and the arena has been cleared, leaving only APA, America's Most Wanted, and a referee. Welcome back, folks. This one's going to be a slobber knocker. The APA is as tough as they come, but America's Most Wanted has been on a tear since arriving here on Riot. The bell rings and the match begins with Bradshaw squaring off against Chris Harris. The two powerhouses exchange hard-hitting strikes, neither man giving an inch. Bradshaw gains the upper hand with a brutal big boot before tagging in Farouk. Farouk lays into Harris with stiff punches and a thunderous spinebuster. Harris counters with a low dropkick and tags in James Storms, who flies off the top ropes with a crossbody onto Farouk. The action heats up as the referee struggles to maintain order, as all four men start brawling around ringside. This one's breaking down, folks. The referee is losing control of this match. The brawl spills into the crowd with both teams slugging it out as the referee reaches a 10 count, calling for the bell. Ding, ding, ding! This match has been ruled a double countout. A double countout? These teams don't care about wins or losses. They just want to fight. The APA storms back to the ring, grabbing beer bottles from Austin's cooler. As Harris and Storm climb back over their barricade, Bradshaw and Farouk smashes the beer bottles over their heads, sending shards of glass flying as the crowd gasps. What the hell? The APA just leveled America's Most Wanted with beer bottles. Harris and Storm collapse to the ground, bleeding from their foreheads, as the APA stand tall. The APA just made a statement tonight, but at what cost? America's Most Wanted is out cold, and you gotta believe this war is far from over. The APA raise their fists to mixed reaction before walking to the back, leaving chaos in their wake as officials tend to Harris and Storm. You come back from the break to the backstage area, where the camera pans to the club's private locker room. The Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, sit with their newly won National Tag Team Championships draped over their shoulders. Triple H stands front and center, proudly holding the National Championship, while Shawn Michaels casually leans against a wall, smirking. What did I tell you? The Outsiders are the greatest tag team to ever grace the wrestling ring. National Tag Team Champions, baby! Chico, it's not just about the gold, it's about the legacy. And let's face it, nobody does it better than us. Whether it's the NWO or the club, we're always on top, and that ain't changing anytime soon. Nash pats his title while Hall gestures confidently towards the camera. Triple H chimes in. Legacy, that's the word, isn't it? Last week I walked into Revolution X, stared Shelton Benjamin down, and proved exactly why I'm the game, and I'm that damn good. Now I got this national championship, I'm not just holding it, I'm elevating it. Mark my words, I'm going to go down in history as the greatest national champion of all time. The club members nod in agreement as Triple H takes a step back. Shawn Michaels steps forward. And speaking of legacies, let's talk about AJ Styles. He thinks he's a phenomenal one, but all I see is a guy who's in way over his head. AJ, you're a hell of a competitor, but let's get real. You're no Shawn Michaels. You're not the Heartbreak Kid. You're not the showstopper. After I'm done with you, you'll only be a contender. I'm going to put you down for good, AJ. Count on it. The The group shares a laugh, Nash and Hall clinking their belts together like a toast, while Triple H and Michael exchange knowing smirks. The camera lingers on the smug faces of the club as the crowd audibly boos the background. The club has all the confidence in the world right now. And why wouldn't they? They're draped in gold, and their sights are set on taking over Riot completely. Come back from break, and the crowd roars in anticipation as Michael Buffer takes center stage for the introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing at 235 pounds, Robert Roode. Robert Roode struts the ring in signature arrogance on full display. The crowd greets him with a mix of boos and scattered cheers. And his opponent, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing at 250 pounds, Randy Orton. The lights dim as Orton steps through the curtain into a massive pop. His focused expression and slow, methodical walk to the ring, showing that he's here on business. Orton poses on the turnbuckle, staring out at the crowd. Randy Orton looking to bounce back tonight after what happened at Violent Night. Let's not forget, he lost to CM Punk in controversial fashion, thanks to a brass knuckle shot behind the referee's back. A win tonight against someone like Robert Roode could put Orton back in the hunt for the championship gold. The bell rings and both men circle each other before locking up. Roode gains the early advantage, applying a headlock and grounding Orton, but Orton he powers out, sending Roode into the ropes and hitting a shoulder tackle. The two exchange holds and counters, with Roode focusing on Orton's arm and Orton targeting Roode's neck. Midway through the match, Roode gains the upper hand with a spine buster. Roode goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. Roode taunts the crowd as the boos rain down. Roode picks Orton up and he goes for his DDT, but Orton counters with a back body drop. Orton stalks his prey, hitting a signature power slam and a draping DDT. The crowd is on their feet as Orton pounds the mat, signaling for the RKO. But Roode, as Orton goes up, Roode counters the RKO attempt, shoving Orton into the corner. Roode charges, but Orton sidesteps, sending Robert into the turnbuckle. As Roode stumbles backward, Orton catches him with a sudden devastating RKO out of nowhere. RKO! RKO! Orton's got him! Orton covers Roode for the count as the crowd explodes in cheers. 1, 2, 3! Ding, ding, ding! Here is your winner, Randy Orton! Orton stands tall, raising his arms. The camera cuts to Roode rolling out of the ring, clutching his neck and glaring at Orton in frustration. Randy Orton picks up the win here tonight, and you gotta believe this puts him right back in the mix for a championship opportunity. Roode gave it everything he had, but one RKO is all it takes to put someone away. Could this be the start of Orton's road back to the top? The segment ends with Orton posing on turnbuckle, his intense gaze fixed on the camera as the crowd cheers him on. Come back for a commercial, the camera cuts to the backstage area where Paul Bearer is standing in a dimly lit room. The eerie glow of flickering candles illuminate his pale, sweat-soaked face. Oh yes! Last Saturday at Revolution X, my son Kane defeated mankind. He vanquished the man I once called my own. And yet, Kane, you believe you're ascended to some unholy throne, don't you? You think you silenced me, silenced mankind, silenced the past. But you're so wrong, so very wrong. You may be my flesh and blood, Kane, my son, but you've forgotten who gave you life, who protected you from the horrors of this world. Now you aligned yourself with that snake, the sinister minister, and turned your back on me. Bear's face contorts into a wicked smile, his eyes wide with a sinister glee. But Kane, oh Kane, you're not my only son. Oh no, there is another, locked away just like you were, forgotten by the world, but not by me. Another child of darkness, another heir to my legacy. The crowd murmur grows louder as Bearer's words echo through the arena. He leans close to the camera. And he's coming, Kane. He's coming to rip you from that throne you think you've claimed. He'll drag you back into the abyss where you belong. My son, my true son, will rise from the ashes of pain and despair. And when he does, oh yes, you will learn the meaning of suffering. Bearer steps back, his laughter filling the room as the camera slowly zooms out. Bearer's laughter grows faint as the segment fades to black. What in the world is Paul Bearer talking about? Another son? Who could he possibly mean? And what does this mean for Kane? Cut a commercial break. The lights dim and the steel cage is lowered, enclosed in the ring as the crowd buzzes with anticipation. Michael Buffer takes center stage, his voice booming throughout the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a steel cage match for the Renegade Wrestling National Championship. The only way to win is by pinfall, submission, or escaping the cage. Introducing first, the crowd erupts to the challenger. Shelton Benjamin steps on the stage, his eyes locked on the ring, on the cage. He slaps hands with the fans on his way down, visibly focused and determined. From Orangeburg, South Carolina, weighed at 248 pounds, the challenger, Shelton Benjamin. Shelton climbs to the ring, pacing and testing the cage walls as music fades. The crowd erupts and boos as Triple H emerges, his national championship slung over his shoulder. And his opponent, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing at 255 pounds, he is the Renegade Wrestling National Champion, Triple H. Triple H strides the ring, looking disdainfully at the crowd. He climbs in the cage, handing his title to the referee with a cocky smirk before glaring across the ring at Shelton. The referee locks the cage door, signaling for the bell. Ding, ding, ding. The two lock up in the center of the ring, and Triple H immediately uses his power advantage to shove Shelton into the corner. Shelton counters with his speed, though, slipping out and behind Triple H and unloading with a series of strikes. He whips Triple H in the ropes and hits a picture-perfect dropkick. Shelton takes control, using the cage as a weapon, and he slams Triple H face first into the steel. Triple H battles back, though, using a thumb to the eye to slow Shelton's momentum. He takes control, methodically targeting Shelton's ribs with hard knee drops and slamming him into the cage walls. Triple H begins dragging Shelton's face across the steel, opening a small cut on his forehead. The champion smirks as he taunts the crowd, signaling for the end. Triple H sets up for the pedigree, but Shelton counters with a back body drop, sending Triple H crashing into the cage. Shelton mounts a comeback, hitting a T-bone suplex as he goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. The crowd rallies as Shelton begins to climb the cage, but Triple H recovers and he climbs up after him. Both men fight atop the cage, with Shelton gaining the upper hand, smashing Triple H's head into the steel repeatedly. Triple H drops back down into the ring, but as Shelton begins to climb over, Triple H grabs his ankle and he drags Shelton back into the ring. They're both now on the top rope. Shelton is stunned, and Triple H, he hits a pedigree off the top rope and into the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the national champion, Triple H. Triple H, he celebrates for a moment, but he isn't satisfied with just winning. He grabs Shelton by the legs, and he slingshots him into the cage wall. He then repeatedly begins to stop Shelton in the corner. The crowd boos loudly as Triple H drags Shelton to the center of the ring and delivers another pedigree. This is disgusting. Triple H has already won the match. This is nothing but a statement for the game. Triple H picks up the national championship, holding high over the motionless Shelton Benjamin, before he can do any more damage.
Can you dig it?
The crowd erupts as Booker T storms down the ramp with a steel chair in hand. He slides in the cage to confront Triple H. Triple H hesitates for a moment before swinging the title at Booker, but Booker ducks and he cracks Triple H across the back with that chair. The crowd explodes as Booker takes Triple H down with a shot to the head. When he takes that chair, he hits Triple H over the head with it. But moments later, Shawn Michaels and the Outsiders sprint down the ramp trying to rescue Triple H. Here comes the club, but Booker T isn't backing down. He's playing King of the Ring. Booker wields the chair like a weapon, fending off the Outsiders as they try to climb into the cage. Realizing they can't get past him, Shawn Michaels pulls Triple H out of the cage door and as they retreat up the ramp. Booker stands tall in the ring, slamming the chair against the cage and pointing at the club as they retreat. We see Booker helping Shelton to his feet, the two men standing tall as the crowd chants, "Booker, Booker, Booker," before we cut to commercial break. Come back from break to the backstage area where Missy Hyatt stands with a microphone in hand right outside of Booker T's locker room. The door swings open and Booker steps out, still fired up from his earlier confrontation with the club. "Booker, we just saw you come to Shelton Benjamin's aid after that brutal attack by Triple H. Can you explain what that was all about?" Booker pauses, visibly angry. "What was that about? Missy, let me tell you something. I've seen this type of gang mentality my whole life. I grew up in Harlem. I've seen how packs like the club run around thinking they own the streets. They think they can bully everyone, gang up on people, and do whatever they want. But you know what? I'm sick of it." Booker looks directly in the camera, his intensity unshaken. "Triple H, you might think holding that national championship makes you untouchable, but let me tell you something. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for that title, and I'm coming for the club. You want to run as a pack? You better make sure you got eyes in the back of your head, because I'm not stopping until I take you and your boys down. Now can you dig that, Missy? Booker storms off, leaving Missy standing there as the camera cuts back to the arena. Booker T has officially declared war on the club. Triple H better watch his back, because Booker T is coming for that national championship, and I don't think he's taking no for an answer. Cut a commercial. Come back from break to the backstage area where Michael Cole stands in the interview area, microphone in hand, as the towering figures of Big Time, Big Show, and Big Van Vader loom beside him. The World Tag Team Championship belts draped over their massive shoulders. The crowd roars at the sight of their dominant champions on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Renegade World Tag Team Champions, Big Time, Big Show, Vader. We've been hearing a lot of talk from the Outsiders since they won the National Tag Team Championships at Revolution X. They've been calling themselves the best tag team in the world. What's your response? Big Show smirks, shaking his head before leaning to the mic. The best? Michael, did I hear that right? The best tag team? Look at us. Look at these belts. We didn't just walk into Renegade Wrestling and call ourselves the best. We proved it. Week after week, match after match. We destroyed anyone who dared step in the ring with us. The Outsiders, they won some silver at Revolution X, and now they think they run the place? Give me a break. Look, we are former Live Wire Tag Team Champions. We are the Renegade World Tag Team Champions. No one can hold a candle to us. Vader steps forward. The Outsiders, let them run their mouths. Cole, while they're talking, we're fighting. We're the World Tag Team Champions for a reason, and that reason is simple. We're the best, the biggest, baddest, and most dominant team this business has ever seen. Hall, Nash, you want to call yourselves the best? Then step up. Big Show nods and slight grin across your face. You know where to find us, Outsiders. We're not hard to miss, but be careful what you wish for, because if you step in that ring with a Big Time, you're not walking out. Hell, you'll be lucky to crawl away. Cole, nervously looking up at the two giants. So to be clear, you're issuing a challenge to the Outsiders? Vader leans in again. It's not a challenge, it's a warning. Hall, Nash, if you got the guts, come and test yourselves against the real best tag team in the world. We'll show you why we hold these belts. Big Time glares in the camera, the intensity is unmistakable. They adjust their title belts and storm off, leaving Michael Cole visibly shaken. Big Time just put the Outsiders on notice. The World Tag Team Champions aren't about to let Hall and Nash run their mouths without consequences. If these two teams collide, it's going to be an absolute war. The lights dim in the arena as the crowd erupts in a mix of boos and cheers as the Death Krew, The Undertaker, walks out flanked by his crew of enforcers. They step into the ring, microphone in hand. Sting, some people just don't know when to stay down. You had your shot, and you couldn't get the job done. But here you are, still crawling around, clinging to hope, thinking you can stand against the Death Krew. The crowd pops at the mention of Sting, chanting his name, but The Undertaker cuts them off with a glare. Let me make something real clear. At Riot Fest, this ends. I'm done playing games. I'm going to do what I should have done a long time ago. I'm going to put you down, 6 feet under. And when I do, your legacy, your spirit, your very existence will be buried once and for all. Suddenly, the Riotron flickers to life and the camera cuts to a backstage area where Sting stands with his iconic black and white face paint. He has the Undertaker's prized motorcycle in view, gleaming under the lights. The crowd roars in anticipation. Sting smirking, bat in hand. Undertaker, I heard what you said loud and clear. 6 feet under, huh? You know, that's not a bad idea. Sting raises the baseball bat and swings it with force, smashing the headlight of the motorcycle. The crowd erupts in cheers as Sting methodically destroys the bike, shattering mirrors, denting the fuel tank, and breaking off pieces with the bat. Oh my god, Sting is destroying the Undertaker's bike! That thing is Undertaker's pride and joy, and Sting is taking it apart piece by piece. The camera cuts back to the ring where the Undertaker is seething with rage, his fist clenched as his Death Krew tries to hold him back. Sting continues. You want to finish this? You want to put me 6 feet under? Fine by me. Riot Fest. Undertaker, let's settle it once and for all. You and me in a buried alive match. Sting takes one final swing, completely smashing the engine block, and then steps back, his bat resting on his shoulder as he glares to the camera. Let's see if you got the guts to dig the grave, dead man. The Riotron cuts out, and the crowd is in a frenzy. The Undertaker, visibly shaking with fury, grabs the mic and points towards the screen. Sting, you just signed your death warrant. Riot Fest, you'll be in the final. It'll be your final resting place, and I'll make sure of it. The Undertaker tosses the mic down with a thud and storms out of the ring, his Death Krew following closely behind as the crowd buzzes into excitement. It's official! At Riot Fest, The Undertaker and Sting will face off in a Buried Alive match! Sting just took a sledgehammer to the mind games, and The Undertaker is out for blood. This is going to be one for the ages, folk. Come back from break, and the crowd is electric as the main event of the evening is set to begin. Michael Buffer stands in the ring, microphone in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event of the evening, scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Arn Anderson, the veteran enforcer of the Dangerous Alliance, makes his way to the ring. He walks with purpose, a smirk of confidence plastered across his face, as the fans boo relentlessly. From Rome, Georgia, weighing at 255 pounds, representing the Dangerous Alliance, the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Arn climbs to the ring, soaking in the jeers, and loosens up, his eyes focused on the entrance ramp. Arn Anderson may be one of the most dangerous men in this business, but he's got a tall task tonight in the Green Meanie. A man who quickly grew in popularity in Riot and became a fan favorite. A win here would give Meanie the biggest opportunity of his career, a shot at Stone Cold Steve Austin's World Championship next week. The lights turn green as the Green Meanie makes his entrance. The fans roar their support for the underdog as he sprints to the ring, his vibrant green gear standing out under the lights. And his opponent, from the greenhouse, weighing at 260 pounds, the Green Meanie. Meanie plays to the crowd, hyping them up before locking eyes with Arn Anderson. The bell rings and the match is underway. Ding, ding, ding. Arn and Meanie lock up, with Arn immediately using his experience to gain control, wrenching Meanie into a side headlock. Meanie fights out, pushing Arn into the ropes and catching him with a shoulder tackle on the rebound. Arn stumbles but retaliates with a thunderous spinebuster out of nowhere, nearly ending the match in the opening moments. The crowd gasps as Arn covers. 1, 2, but Meanie kicks out at 2. Arn Anderson trying to end this one early. He knows what's at stake, but the Green Meanie isn't going down that early. Arn stays on the offensive, working over Meanie's midsection with sharp knees and vicious stomps. Every time Meanie mounts a comeback, Arn cuts him off with a dirty tactic, a thump to the eye, a rake of the back, or a shot to the throat. The crowd rallies behind Meanie, chanting his name as he feeds off their energy. Finally, Meanie ducks a clothesline and connects with a flurry of punches, rocking Arn. He follows up with a dropkick that sends Arn sprawling into the corner. Meanie charges in with a splash, and then he climbs the turnbuckle, and he rains down punches as the crowd counts along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! Meanie with those 10 punches at the top of the ropes. Arn shoves Meanie off the ropes and goes for the DDT, but Meanie spins out and hits a desperation body slam. Both men are down as the crowd explodes. Meanie, with barely any signs of life, starts to crawl, and he climbs to the top rope. But suddenly, Stone Cold Steve Austin storms down the ramp. The crowd erupts and boos as Austin grabs Meanie's foot behind the referee's back, causing Meanie to crash and burn, missing that Meanie salt. Anderson crawls over and he makes the pin. 1, 2, kick out! The crowd is on their feet. They can't believe it. When suddenly, Jeff Jarrett races down the ramp to a deafening ovation. Here comes Double J. Jeff Jarrett isn't letting Austin ruin this match. Jarrett spins Austin around, and without hesitation, Jarrett swings the guitar, and he shatters it over Austin's head, sending the rattlesnake crumbling to the ground. Jarrett just laid out Austin with a guitar shot. Stone Cold is out cold. Back in the ring, Arn tries to capitalize on the distraction. He sets Meanie up for that DDT again, but Meanie counters, taking Anderson down with a double leg and into a roll-up. The crowd explodes as Meanie hooks the pin. 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding! Here is your winner, the Green Meanie! The fans erupted cheers as Meanie struggles to his feet, his arms raised in victory. Arn rolls out of the ring, clutching his head in disbelief, while the camera cuts to Jeff Jarrett on the ramp, standing over a dazed Austin. What a moment for the Green Meanie. He just earned the biggest opportunity of his career, a shot at Stone Cold Steve Austin's World Championship next week. And you gotta wonder, what condition will Austin be in after that guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett? Me celebrating in the ring, pointing at the crowd and mouthing, "Next week, it's mine!" Meanwhile, Jarrett glares down at Austin with a look of cold determination as Riot goes off the air. This has been an FWA Network podcast production.